Good screaming, my ghouls, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are fresh meat here, welcome. My name is ReAnimateHer. I am a horror creator, educator, and discussing horror is my passion. And this fuzzy invasion beast monster here is Fusa. She loves being in videos, so welcome. Today's horror discussion, we are going to talk about exploring horror movie tropes, how they are used to create tension, fear, and how they create some memorable characters in some of our favorite scary movies. Yes, I'm so excited to get into this. But before we gouge into this topic, make sure you stab that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you know when I upload a new video or when I go live, usually Friday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. But let's do a quick ghoulish scream for the producer of this video, Go Klepto. Thank you so very much for investing in this video, as well as my monsters, Rye, Gamer Sass, Pixie, Dahi, Aborted Satan, Monkey Van Meowerton, and Celtic Wolf. Thank you so much for your contributions over on my Patreon. If you would like to sponsor a video or invest monthly, you can join our membership here on YouTube by clicking that join button. Even Fusa wants you to. Or heading over to my Patreon page, which is down below in the links. You can check out all the awesome perks. Okay, so now let's give that delicious brain of yours some food. Let's start off with the most famous of tropes, and that is the jump scare trope. Jump scare trope is one of the well-known and overused tropes in horror films. Classic films started out using them a while back before jump scares became very audio and visual as well. Usually the jump scares are to create a sudden surprise, a shock or fear, which we all have. And if you've watched any of my gaming videos over on Twitch where I play horror games, you definitely see me jump scare quite a bit. They are often used to startle the audience and make them jump out of their seats. A very prime example of a jump scare is a Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street is a prime example because Freddy jumps out at Nancy from behind a bush. Now, I know there are quite a few people who do not like this trope at all, but I enjoy this trope tremendously. It's probably because I love being scared. Who doesn't love a good Nightmare on Elm Street film? Number 3 is my most favorite out of the franchise. Let me know down below in the comments, do you like Nightmare on Elm Street? Anyways, our next trope is for sure another popular, and I mean super, super popular. It might even be more popular than jump scares, and that is Final Girl. Yeah, this trope is popular because it gives an audience a protagonist that they could root for and identify with, even in the darkest of scenarios. Which we can if you take a look at it. The horror genre has always been known to utilize final people, whether they're girls or boys or couples or really whatever. They've always given a voice and empowerment to those that were always considered lesser than in society. We won't go into that in this video. However, a final girl is usually the sole survivor of a horror movie who confronts a villain and ultimately defeats them in some kind of epic battle, one-on-one, blood and guts. We got a prime example of that as Alice in Friday the 13th from 1980. As you can see here in this epic battle between killer and survivor as it takes place, with Alice taking the win when she cuts the head off of Pamela Voorhees. This is one of my favorite franchises, and I do so love Jason Voorhees. Now, of course, you can have final boys and couples. We have plenty of them. Evil Dead and The Cabin in the Woods are two off the top of my head. What are your favorite final couples? Let me know in the comments. But yes, here we see the epic battle between good and evil, the villain and the hero, and the head comes off. I really feel bad for Pamela Voorhees. She is the victim in this whole rigmarole of craziness and death. Now, I can go into that in another video, but you know, her and Jason are the real victims in the Friday the 13th franchise. Now, this third trope I do quite enjoy, especially if it's a really good paranormal film, and that is demonic possession. This trope is popular because it taps into the fear of the supernatural, and most people are afraid of the supernatural or things that we cannot see. It's the idea that something evil can take over a person's body and soul, and you can't do anything about it. I mean, they make for such intense, terrifying moments in films. Who is not afraid of something getting into their bodies and taking over? One of the subgenres that creep me out, like totally creep me out, is insects or bugs of any sort getting into, or slugs, getting into your body. Yeah, no thank you. Those movies always gross me out. But that is not time for this in this video. We'll do another video on things that creep me out. Now, another great example of demonic possession is The Exorcist. Now, who doesn't love The Exorcist? This film kicked off the paranormal / possession genre. If it wasn't for this film, we would not have such amazing paranormal, supernatural films. This film brought things to the screen that literally had people fainting and protesting in the streets when this film came to theaters around the world. Plus, this film has a couple of tropes. Two of them right here is the creepy kid trope, which we're going to talk about next, and demonic possession. I can't believe how well Linda Blair did playing as Regan in The Exorcist. Masterpiece of a film, I tell you. God damn, The Exorcist is such a masterpiece of a film. Anyways, we're on to number 4, and that is creepy kids. Yeah, the use of creepy kids in horror movies is a popular trope because it taps into one of our deepest fears for viewers, especially viewers that are parents. The fear of something so innocent being corrupted by something so evil. Children are usually seen as pure and innocent in our world, and well, when we start bringing in evil forces, they're not so sweet and innocent. They start getting corrupt and become these little demon bastards. A lot of great creepy kid horror films out there. It also serves as a reminder that no one is safe, not even children. A few creepy kids that come to mind are Children of the Corn. Yeah, definitely Children of the Corn. And Gage from Pet Sematary, the original. Yeah, very creepy. I found Gage a super creepy kid. Just the way he looked. I mean, I know in this scene here, it's a lot with a puppet and a doll. However, the laugh, the giggle, the look, just everything about Gage is creepy. And same with Malachi from Children of the Corn. Is there a favorite creepy kid that you like in the horror film genre? Let me know. Now, I know every human is afraid of the unknown. Not knowing what will happen causes us to hesitate, and we all know that when we hesitate, it makes our greatest fears come true. And that is a very well-known trope in the horror genre, the unknown. The unknown is a very powerful tool used in horror movies to create fear and tension, which it does so very well. It is often used to create an atmosphere of mystery and suspense, as viewers never know what is going to happen next. A great example of this is The Conjuring. The idea of something lurking in the darkness, waiting to pounce on us when you least expect it, yeah, that's scary as shit. Now, you know, your mind, you think, also is playing tricks on you, and you think that you heard something or seen something, and you're like, nah, maybe I'll go and investigate. That's where that part of the unknown, that suspense that builds up. Filmmakers really do a great job of this in numerous films. We see the unknown in tons of films, even in like Halloween. I know as an adult, not knowing what's in store for me tomorrow or the future is quite scary. I don't need a horror movie to remind me how scary the unknown is. But it really leads up for great suspense and a heart-thrilling fun ride. I really enjoy the Conjuring franchise. Now, by using these horror movie tropes, filmmakers are able to create a sense of terror and unease in viewers, which makes a horror movie a horror. that whole uneasy feeling. It's one of the best feelings in getting scared. I don't know. I feel it's like one of the best feelings. Is there a film that creates terror inside of you when you watch it? I do. Yeah, it's called Jaws. Not only because of this big giant ass great white shark that's going to eat you in one friggin' bite, but the water itself is a horror movie for me. I do have a fear of water, and horror movies or any movie for that matter that deals with any kind of water is a huge anxiety kicker for me. It really kicks it off. So I'm interested, is there a film, whether it's horror or not, that gets your anxiety bumping, your palms sweaty, your heart beating fast? Let me know in the comments. Now, did you know that tropes can create very memorable characters? Oh yes, oh yes. Now, some of our favorite final girls we remember because how much they stand out, right? Tons and tons. I'm sure you can name 5 right off the top of your head right now. Horror movies often create memorable characters through the use of tropes such as final girl, the evil villain, or even the scream queen. These tropes are used to create a sense of familiarity and understanding with the audience, allowing them to connect with the characters and invest in their stories. I can't tell you how many countless times that has happened to me where I invested my emotions as well into a character in a film, whether it was a villain or a final girl or a final boy. However, I still invested those feelings into that character. The evil villain trope is also very effective in providing a foil to the hero, as it allows the audience to understand the motivations of the antagonist and to see the final conflict between good and evil. We definitely see that in numerous horror films and a lot in those super DC Marvel films. I'm not a huge fan of that area, but of that genre of film, but you may be. So we're very well known in that good versus evil, Superman kind of shit. And finally, the scream queen trope introduces a classic horror movie archetype, often providing a sense of comedic relief and making the character more memorable to the audience. Now, a prime example of that is Janet Leigh in Psycho, that scream, right? I mean, that doesn't really provide comedic relief in that part. However, that scream really stands out. Not only that scream, but that whole right? I mean, those are the things that you remember from Psycho. Yeah, definitely. I know that sticks out into my head anytime I see a shower scene and I think someone's getting murdered, just like in the movie Scream, or Scream 5, I guess it's called. They played homage to Psycho. It's pretty huge. Okay, now, what are some of the tropes that you enjoy seeing in horror movies? Let me know down below. There are tropes that I love seeing. There are tropes that are so overdone we need to get rid of them completely. I definitely want to know, what tropes do you think we need to get rid of? What tropes do you like? I'm going to tell you right now, I will be making another video on horror movie tropes that we need to stop using and just get the fuck rid of them. Like, just get rid of them altogether. One of them is the whole virgin final girl. Another one is the animal killings, unless it is very important to the story. I know a lot of filmmakers put it in there to give a shock or that, oh my god, kind of thrill to the audience members, but I'm so done with it. But that is not in this video. Let me know how you enjoyed this video and horror education. If this is something that you would like to see more of, please let me know in the comments. I love discussing horror. I love talking about the genres, the subgenres, the insides, the outsides, the guts, everything about a horror movie or the horror lifestyle or culture, because that's exactly what it is for me. It is a lifestyle. It is a culture. It's not just a film on a screen for me. This is something I have been passionate about since I was a little girl and found horror films, and it just grew with me and into the person that I am today. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me and watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. I'm trying something new out in my videos, as well as trying to read from a script so I can stay on point, because we know how I can just, get off point and whatever. Anyways, I hope you do enjoy this. Again, a huge shout out to all my ghouls, leviathans, and poltergeists here on YouTube. That is my membership section. Thank you so very much for your continued contribution and support in my content and in me. Thank you so very much for believing in me and what I do. So if you haven't done that already, please slash that like button, comment down below, share this video to all your friends. And until next time, my creepies, keep it real, and I will slash you all later. Bye-bye. Want more of your Scream Queen? Of course you do. Who doesn't? Please make sure to check out my other horror-related content down below. And if you want to become part of the undead and hang out with me outside in my cemetery, make sure to become a Patreon member. Check it out right there. Or one of the ghouls here on YouTube by clicking on the join button down below. And if you are craving more of the dark, macabre content that I create, make sure to check out my Instagram. And if you want to rock out with your... No, but if you want to rock out in some awesome horror gear, make sure to check out my merch store right there. Until next time, my creepies, I will slash you later. Keep it real. Bye-bye.